Hello, what is up? It is Monday, March 14th. And I'm bored, so I figured what I would do is just do my backstory real quick. Um, so if you saw the last video, I'm at my parents'. I'm here temporarily just for a while to save up some money and get started again. Um, how things should be. Um, get a new car, get a new place to stay, get everything back that I had. And what I mean by that uh, is, I guess my story goes back. Um, my original videos have, when I was 15, the story of my face. And played a game and hurt myself, almost died. And not real proud of it, but after 15 years, I wanted to talk about it. And actually did some interviews for the news stations, and turns out I helped some people, and I'd like to keep that going soon in the future. And then from 15 to when I graduated high school, just got picked on here and there, learned to stand up for myself. Um, Finished graduating, and then from 18 to 23, I was just living real wild. I had steady job, steady income, my own car. I was the only one of all my friends, or one of the only ones to have a car, good credit, a place to stay of his own. So I always had roommates. We would party, we would drink. There was a lot of drinking, a lot of partying, and just a lot of that stuff from 18 to 23, 24. And then um, I ended up meeting a girl at about 24 that I settled down with and married, then had our child, my son, and then bought a house at 25 with my wife and my son. Um, so by 25, I had a even better paying job, even better car, brand new house, new construction, married, child. So everything had kind of flipped, and I was doing the family thing for quite some time. And then, you know, alcohol was still involved here and there, and smoking the reefer here and there as well. And I mean, eventually, when you don't control it, it can cause problems. And so it didn't really cause the divorce. Her and I ended up divorcing 5 years into the marriage relationship total, when I was about 30, right before I turned 30. And that was because I was still hanging out with some of the same guys, doing some of the same things, and um, she was doing things with her family that I wasn't participating in, and there was always a little bit of tension between her family and myself. So we just kind of drifted apart and then divorced. And then at 30, I still had my house. She left to Phoenix with my son, fine, on good terms and everything. But I had kept the house, and I was making $19 an hour. Just bought a new Mustang GT, and then I met the girl I'm with now. I had known her for a little while prior, and then met her again after my divorce and started seeing each other. And we're still together, and it's been going on 4 years now with her since my divorce, and we're now just expecting our first child, my second, her third child, our first, my second, in early July will be the due date. So that's exciting and great. Um, but what happened was, while I was with her, she moved into my house, and then I guess I didn't take enough time to myself to actually uh, let the divorce sink in, and let myself regroup. I got excited because I seen Gabby again, my girlfriend, and no other girl would have probably made me feel as excited to be in a relationship, but she did, and so I got into a relationship with her. I think a little premature, and then I wasn't, taking care of myself right at that point anymore. Started to get depressed and felt lethargic and out of it. Went to go see a doctor, and then the doctor started prescribing me antidepressants with hydrocodone and Xanax for anxiety and things, and things that I didn't go in there expecting or even looking for at all. He put me on a regimen and did that for the first couple months. Then I got excited with it, and then I abused it, and I actually let him abuse it as well. And he was giving me 2, sometimes 3 prescriptions of the hydrocodone per month, and the Xanax. And I never took the Xanax; I didn't like it. But the hydrocodone, I was a huge fan of, and I was letting him give me 2, 3 prescriptions every single month. I was um, abusing it with him, and just that went on for about 2 years before I started to really feel the effects of it. And so I went to him and told him, and that I was being addicted. I was becoming addicted to them, and I wanted help to get off of them. Instead, he gave me more. He gave me another prescription of that, along with a different antidepressant. Said it would help. So I dismissed myself from his office, and have not gone back to see a doctor anymore, and instead started purchasing them as I could, as I needed. And it became expensive, and then what happened is I started spending my money there, and realized that I couldn't keep up with the lifestyle that I once had because of decisions that I made. So I made a rough decision to sell my house, sell my car, get rid of my car, get rid of my house, sell my Great Dane, and start my life over from scratch, new job and everything. So I moved in with my parents at first, a few months back around Christmas of 2015. But we were, button heads. I was still trying to clean up and stuff, and my dad wasn't having it, my mom wasn't having it. So I left, went to my brother's apartment, and that's where I took it serious, locked myself down, and said, it's either you go to rehab or you do it here. And he was never there. He was great enough to let me stay there. It was an extra apartment, and I used that as my rehab. And I stayed locked up for 2 weeks straight, avoiding as much contact as I could with people, acquaintances, contacts, what I was used to. And then I did it. I slipped up once, and took a lower form of like a pain medicine because my body hurts, and but that was it. I'm now on like day 8, absolutely nothing. I'm feeling great. I'm looking better. Used to look real bad with the bags, and just that you could tell um, I'm on nothing. I guess, like my mom says, I'm 8 days sober or whatever the term is. So, damn. And I'm doing it here, and I got the day I moved back, after I did it from my brother's apartment, and I knew I had conquered it, at least a solid week of nothing, as when I asked to come back to my parents' house, and they said yeah, and they've noticed the difference, and so they allowed me back here. That's where my other video comes in, and so I'm here, and I'm doing it, and the day I moved in, I got a job offer immediately to work from home, doing tech support, customer service. I guess I can't give out the name of the place, but and then, no kidding, the very next day I got another offer from a previous at-home employer that pays the most and was probably the most legitimate. They I spoke to the head of HR, who said they'd like me back and start in a couple weeks. So, um, what more can I ask for? I'm 8 days sober, um, feeling great, job offers, and a solid plan. I have until, well, there's no deadline. I mean, I need to get out and get my own place, and with my girl and with my son, and get my life together. So I mean, that's in July. My birthday's in May. I'm trying to get it done at a good point around there, between late May, my birthday, and early July, my baby born, baby AJ. That's my backstory. There's not too much more. I mean, 15, I cut my face, graduated high school. Um, I had to leave. I actually graduated in a different place, but I was married once before, and we'll go to all that some other time. I have a lot of experiences, but that's about it. And then after high school, just partied. After partying, met a girl, settled down, tried to do both. Lost touch with reality a little bit after succeeding very well. Had everything I could possibly want, and then got divorced, got depressed, saw a doctor, um, allowed him to abuse his power, and I abused it as well. And then after a couple years of that, made a choice to turn it all around, and that's where I'm at. So, I mean, thanks for listening. I mean, I'll post some more here and there, but just something I wanted to get off my chest, because even if no one watches this, I'll be able to go back to it in the future, and maybe one day I can help out some people who have been in similar situations, kids playing the choking game, or adults or teens, anybody with addiction problems or depression, divorce, having to get up and regroup and restart from scratch, not to be afraid. And that's pretty much it, guys. So, thanks a lot. See you.